Could you be with somebody that couldn't fuck? Like, suck your dick real wrong and, like, never, like, never.
Like, I mean, that's a bad joint.
Sometimes she, like, bitch your dick a little bit, like, chewed up.
It ain't no sometimes. That happened once, it ain't happen again. Like, it depends, like, because you really into the person. Like, it's like, all right, well, you might be open to, like, to try to like put up with like, all right, let's try to find a solution to this. Like, you know, everything don't got to end in like, all right, I'm done. I mean, at least try to fix it before I just be like, oh, what, bitch, you cook spaghetti with fucking turkey ground? Oh no, it's done. We done. Like,
you would hate it here.
No,
You would fucking hate it here.
Turkey bacon is disgusting. I'm tired of lying to Philly niggas that I don't eat pork when I do. Like,
you know, Philly niggas, they tell you it's pork and then when they don't want you to have it, right? Yes.
Definitely, like, damn, you got buffalo wings? No, these pork. These pork.
I actually do think, just to like respond to the conversation that y'all was just having, I think again, it's a downfall of men of where I feel like as a whole we rather would cheat as opposed to just like walking away. You know what I'm saying? And I think that alleviates the woman from truly looking at herself in the mirror after she done got left by a nigga. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's your experience been with like dating new people, but a lot of in my experience, like I haven't often come across women who like can really give me a for real explanation of like how they've grown from one relationship to the next, from that one to the next, from that one to the next, and from that one now to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the time, they don't really know because maybe if they've gotten cheated on a lot of the time, like they don't, in their mind, they don't feel like they did anything wrong because it was this nigga who fucked the relationship up. It wasn't my fault. It was because this nigga cheated. Yeah. When a nigga cheating might end the relationship, but believe me, it's still some shit that you could have done to, you know what I'm saying, to be a better girlfriend. And just like being a better boyfriend, like if I got cheated on and that was the reason why a relationship ended, it's still some shit that I could do better. You know what I'm saying? Like aside from like the cheating part, but like but you better believe the story that I'm gonna be telling people why the relationship ended is because a bitch cheated on me.
Right.
I'm not gonna.
That's usually how. Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell the story of I could have did this better and that better and that better and that led to X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna. Who gonna tell that story?
But like dealing with niggas that be like trying to do like they be having girlfriends and be like trying to like do you be trying to cheat or whatever. Why the fuck? Like it just always seems like the same story of like, oh, I can't really talk to her and she really not. It feels like the woman is just not. I don't know if it's just a game or an excuse for someone to try to talk to you and fuck you or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I mean it could be, but of them just always having these girlfriends that like are just lack in every department. We don't have sex like that, and we don't, but it's just like my thing is like what's important to you in a relationship. Like there are certain things. Now, sex might not be a priority because we met people like that, like where sex is not a priority, male and female. But you have these things that you expect out of a relationship, and and me, I'm one of those people, I'm big on like keep that same energy. If we started from the rip having a lot of sex and doing nasty shit, you're not about to just give me like some old regular ass dick deal. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna keep this shit nasty, try to keep this shit fresh, and if we communicate in the beginning, we gonna continue to communicate throughout. But it feels like a lot of the time guys are just like, whatever. Women too, I guess. Like, oh, whatever. I'm gonna just stay in this because it feels comfortable. But I'm not gonna, really say shit. Because I'm always asking, like, well, did you try to talk to her? They're like, yeah, I kind of did. I'm like, well, what did you say to her? Like, but they really didn't have a conversation with the person about what they did wrong. And so a lot of the times, especially when it comes to women, we just don't even know that we even be doing wrong because niggas just don't even say shit to us.
I think
and so we really do walk around like our shit don't stink, we ain't done shit, whatever. And this whole time, this nigga's unhappy, fucking around with X, Y, and Z.
Y'all lack accountability sometimes, like a lot.
For sure, we do. But at the same time, we're really never called out on our bullshit either. And I'm speaking as a woman, looking back, I can look back and look at situations like I was dead ass wrong. But that's me looking back and saying I'm dead ass wrong. Not a nigga back then saying, oh, you dead ass wrong for X, Y, and Z. He just went and did, you know, whatever he wanted to do because, you know, maybe he felt at the time that I was doing something wrong, but he never addressed it. And it's kind of unfair because if you can't fault women for thinking everything is great, you know, and she's doing a good job at being a girlfriend, but she's really not, and then you going out and cheating on her, and it's just like, oh, like, now I have to come years later and be this bigger person, like, oh, wow, it was actually probably, you know, there were some things that I, you know, did then that could have been better, that probably could have prevented this, but when you could have had this conversation when we were together.
That's
like,
that's
it's just
vice versa, though.
It is vice versa, but what I'm saying is, like, it's just a whole current conversation. A lot of times you don't know something is wrong.
Communication is probably one of the biggest reasons.
A lot of times guys don't even know that they're doing wrong because women just won't say shit. It's just like, you ain't tell your man he can't fuck. Like, what the fuck? What type of conversation? Like, what type of conversations are y'all having? But I'm just saying, like, you can present it in different ways. Like, you're just like, all right, listen, this ain't working, do this. Or this is kind of like address things like, okay, this is what I like. I like when niggas drop dick as opposed to like drop dick in as opposed to like shove dick in. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know how you be dropping dick in? You look like you drop dick in. Niggas that drop dick in as opposed, like, you know what I'm saying? You can say different stuff to be like, all right, this is what I like and let's try this. You know what I'm saying? And based off my reaction, like, you don't actually have to say, all right, this sex is trash. You don't have to hurt a nigga's feelings or hurt a woman's feelings to get your point across. You know what I'm saying? And I just, people lack communication when it's the appropriate time to communicate.
That's one of the biggest keys to
I
that.
think at least from my experience, right? I think people will like try to really have that blatant, open, honest communication, like in small portions, to see how the other person is gonna like receive it. And I feel like as men, or at least in my personal experience, like the times that I did try to really be blatantly honest and I received like negative feedback, in my mind I was like, all right, I can't be that honest. And then if you try it again and you still get negative feedback, it's like, all right, I'm gonna pull back even more on the honesty. So like, even though the communication might start off great, over the course of time, you kind of start to learn the person that you're with and kind of learn like the things that they can take and the things that they can't. So you might get to a point where you might really truly want to have like this really transparent conversation about where we are in a relationship, where the things that I feel like you could do better. But as a man, I feel like sometimes you just know like this is not gonna go well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times niggas just choose to just not even have a conversation at all.
But y'all be miserable as fuck too. Like,
I
feel like if it were up to me, well, no, not necessarily, but I feel like if y'all didn't have to cheat sometimes, because sometimes the person that you cheat with is annoying as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? If you didn't have to deal with that annoying ass motherfucker that really want to be with you too.
Yeah, you really want to be with the person that you like for real.
You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't, go through all those measures, but it's just like, okay, why not let it be a fucking blow up then? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or why not like really just be vulnerable? And I think women, we're not used to being like guys being vulnerable. So when those conversations come up and a nigga is vulnerable, it's just like, oh, you acting like a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? But maybe if those conversations happen a little bit more, you're just like, oh shit, he actually does have feelings too. You know what I'm saying?
Or she's gonna keep that same energy. Like, no, you acting like a bitch. Like,
Or maybe not. Like, it's just like, all right, well, I'm gonna leave you then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
again, I think that goes back to niggas like really like on some, it sounds cheesy, but like really on some knowing they worth type of shit. Like, you gotta be, what my nigga, it was either Pacino or De Niro said in Heat, like, you can't be with nothing that you can't be willing to walk away from in like 30 seconds. Yeah. Like, and I don't think a lot of like, I was that nigga who was like, some part of me was afraid to like just get up and be like, I'm taking my shit and I'm leaving. Yeah, and niggas don't be like, cause
talk your shit, king. Bitch, you can't fuck me if you broke. That's it.
But like, just imagine how like the energy would change if your girl knew like, yo, my nigga will leave me if I don't get my shit together. Whatever that togetherness of the shit might be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
In my last relationship, one of the key things was like, with the whole communication thing was like, she would spin, if I bring up something, it could be I could bring it up in the most honest way. She would take it as, me attacking her, and then she would turn the conversation to something totally different. To where at the end of the conversation, I'm apologizing for some shit and
that you ain't even do.
Like, hold on, how we get here?
Vanessa.
Like, yeah, it's like you know, and then
that's why this nigga toxic now. She
like,
taught his ass. Like
the real issue never gets the attention that it deserved or it needed. So it's like it's kind of like putting it back burner, and all of a sudden it just build up. You know what I mean? So it was like that happened like a lot, and that happened with a lot of different females that I dealt with before. Like I started to notice this shit. Like, hold up, wait a minute, no. You ain't about to fix the conversation of that. No, that's a problem too, but that's not what we talking about right now. We talking about this.
I love Chris Rich.